Taxes are moving up on the advisor agenda. To break it all down for us, I'm joined by John McKenty of Allspring to learn more. John, thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
So taxes, they're inevitable, they're not going anywhere, and they always seem to matter. So why does it feel like in the last few years they seem to matter even more to advisors?
Yeah, thank you. So for me, it all comes down to math. There's three main reasons why taxes seem to matter more. The first is the math of consolidation of wealth. Advisors had built their books off of $1 million clients, the millionaire next door, so to speak. And with the consolidation of wealth, that millionaire next door is now the 3, 5, 7 millionaire next door. And just the math of qualified accounts, you can only put so much in qualified accounts, which means that a bigger portion of your wealth is in taxable accounts. So you have to be even more focused on tax efficiency. The second one for me would be the math of an ultra high net worth client. All advisors, not all, most advisors are trying to swim upstream, and work with wealthier and wealthier clients. Those clients generally can be small business owners who have the impending sale of a business coming up, and so that's a very large capital gain tax that advisors can use strategies to mitigate. Even the 2 and 3 and 4 millionaire next door that has their forever home that they bought for $300,000 25 years ago and is going to sell it for $2 million, chances are they're not 1031 exchanging that back into a $1.8 million home. The difference there is a taxable event, and so advisors can use strategies to mitigate that as well. And then the last piece, math of after-tax returns, right? And so when you talk about alpha, you hope to generate alpha. There's a promise of generating alpha. Allspring is a believer in active management, but at the end of the day, there's no guarantees there. But I can guarantee you that $1 saved in taxes is exactly $1 saved in taxes.
Well, I will leave the math to the experts because that's certainly not my strong suit. But I have to ask, what are some products and strategies that maybe have been replaced? Maybe we've seen advisors gravitate towards in the last few years. What's interesting to them now?
Yeah. So certainly ETFs, right? The dawn of the ETF gave tax efficiency to the masses, right? It was democratized tax efficiency. But since then, we're seeing a great lift in direct indexing, systematic tax loss harvesting, option overlay strategies, all these different ways to mitigate risk and mitigate taxes. Because if you are selling a concentrated position to mitigate your risk, that's a taxable event. You can put an option strategy on top of that. You can use direct indexing to mitigate that risk in a different way, in a tax neutral way.
And obviously this all kind of boils down to personalization, and advisors need to be very aware of that. So how are you seeing advisors incorporate tax awareness at the portfolio level, and what does scalable personalization actually look like for RIAs today?
Yeah, I mean, that's a big question. I would say that the rise of the SMA, starting with direct indexing, but moving into active and option strategies and all of that, I think that is going to be the future, especially in the independent RIA channel. You require a technology to sit there and help you process that. So turnkey asset management platforms that can combine ETFs and ETF models with SMAs, with direct indexing, with SMAs that have option overlay capabilities, and put it all into one account and make that personalized and scalable to the client and to the advisor. That is going to be the future. And then thinking about the whole portfolio, we are seeing more and more advisors put an option overlay strategy on top of the entire portfolio and then buy index options to mitigate risk rather than buying and selling to raise or lower the risk profile. They'll just use options to do that, and that's a completely tax neutral way to do that.
Well, it certainly sounds like advisors need to be educated in this area to ultimately help their clients. So John, thank you so much for your insights.
Yeah, thanks for having me. One thing I'd like to close with is our head of wealth solutions, who is maniacal about saving taxes for advisors and their clients. She always says paying taxes is mandatory, but overpaying taxes is optional.
Well, I hope that poster is in every advisor's office. John, thank you again.
Thank you so much.
For Wealth Management, I'm Shannon Rossick.